Hello everybody, welcome to Mythical Legend History. I've decided to turn this entire channel into a Mythical History channel. The animation game is boring and it takes too much time, and honestly it's pretty emotionally draining. From now on, you can expect videos like this to be uploaded every week, covering things like mythical legends, mythical history, mythical folklore, and more. So let's start with Manx Legends, an Irish town/village. Let's start off with the monster, the Begain. It's a very interesting critter. Many people told that he had large teeth and large paws with claws. Thankfully, he wasn't necessarily evil, but more of a nuisance, as he would steal sheep and mess with crops. No one knew what he did with the sheep, but it turns out that he didn't eat them because sometimes they were found later, maybe in the forest. Next up, let's go to Geb, the talking weasel. This small little creature was found scratching on the inside of the walls of one Manx family. It was said to speak and say that its name was Geb. Wait. Gath. Sorry. Its name is Gath. He is a mongoose who sprouted up from the earth, and he's called the earthbound spirit or ghost in the form of a mongoose. He said, "I am a freak. I have hands and I have feet, and if you saw me you'd faint. You'd be petrified, mummified, turned into a stone or pillar of salt." Many people saw him and didn't turn into a pillar of salt. Gath is an extreme pathological liar, and whenever he tries to hang out with his friends, they all say, "Go talk somewhere else. You're a liar." Next up, let's go to the Cabot. The Cabot is a cat mutation, born in 1947. Greg's Coffif wrote, "There are several points about a Manx that would make it anything but ordinary. The chief one..." This is boring. Hold on. Where's the Gabbit? "There is a giant, a gayet, a rabbity hop rather than..." Where the fuck? No cat is more fascinating than the tailless Manx. Wait, is Manx like a species? What? Okay, with its rabbit-like hoppity gait, the hind legs are considered longer than the front ones, thus giving the cat its peculiar hopping gait. The Cabot was an extreme hopper. He liked... He enjoyed hopping around town, visiting different families, and giving them a greeting of hello. Next up, we have Jimmy Squarefoot. There's not a lot of information gathered about Jimmy Squarefoot, but we knew that he had two great tusks like a boar. It is a generally peaceful wanderer. His large feet are swathed in calico bands and are quarrish in appearance. He is thought to have once been ridden by one of the Far, a race of stone-throwing giants. Jimmy Squarefoot wandered the land in search of happiness, but he never found it. And then he died. Next up, we have the Funada. The Funada was considered a kind of fairy, covered with copious amounts of body hair, like a disgusting animal, normally conducting itself in a naked state. Thankfully, his pubical hair covered all the mess. For his talent in the grass-cutting skill, he has earned the name Yinfadir Gasti, or the Nimble Mower. He wandered the towns of the Manx, mowing different lawns for different prices. Usually, it was about 5 Next up, we have the Gavel HT. Moore says that this small little water horse was a perverted piece of shit. What he would do is he would sneak up under young ladies when they were going for a quick dip in a nearby lake, and he would tickle their legs as he looked up their skirts. They would run away screaming because he's disgusting and he's a water horse. I don't really know how he would look up their skirts when they were swimming because they would be wearing swimsuits. But maybe he had legs. It doesn't really say. Next up, we have the Moddey Dhoo. This little dog was known to haunt the Peel Castle. It had black, curly hair, and it didn't have any eyes. Or maybe it did, and it was covered by hair. People said to see him in every single room, but most of the sightings were in the guard chamber. Maybe he was trying to protect his heart from bitches. I'm not being offensive. I'm talking about female dogs. Some people defied the thought of the dog because they were scared, but I have a feeling that they would have pet the little pupper if they had the chance. Thank you for watching my mythical history video. Next up, we'll be discovering the wonders of the human body and the changes we go through during puberty. Thank you for watching. Happy April 1st.